Hey, welcome to the webcast. Every player has a different expectation as far as how the buttons should feel beneath their fingers. Well, on our instruments, there's actually a pretty simple adjustment where you can change that feel. And that's what we're talking about today on Hurdy World. Thanks for joining in. We'll show you how that works right now. When I'm talking about the action of the hurdy-gurdy, I'm talking about inside the key chest here, the distance between the tangents and the string. In other words, how far you have to press the buttons before they engage in the strings. Now, on our hurdy-gurdys, this is a pretty easy adjustment. We have a thing which we call the Marshall plate, and it's this plate that runs right along the bottom here. The bottom row of tangents rest upon it, so if you raise or lower this plate, all the tangents get closer to or further away from the strings. I'll show you how this works. There's a screw mechanism on each side, which you need a small Phillips head screwdriver for. You access it underneath here. You see I'm turning it and it's raising this side. It just made all the strings closer to the tangents. I can do the same on the other side. Just so you see how that works, I just moved all the tangents a little closer to the strings. So you can make the tangents really close to the strings and get kind of a feather touch thing where you hardly have to press the keys at all to engage, or you can back them off quite a bit. So what are you looking for when you do this? Well, generally how it feels, but there's one thing to watch out for. As you can see with a string, I've just got my middle melody string turned on here. The string, when it's making sound, it's vibrating, and that vibration is the most extreme in the center of the string, like halfway between the bridge and the split nut. So right here in the middle, it's going to vibrate the most. If you get the tangents too close to the string, you're going to hit a point where that string is actually buzzing against the tangent. You can hear maybe a little buzziness, a little rattle in there. So if you set to noodling with it, and I encourage you to, it's a very easy adjustment. If you get too close, you're going to start to have a little more chatter of the string against the tangent. Usually you'll find like a balance of what is just the right feel versus how much of that chatter you're willing to tolerate. Of course, the further away from the string you make the tangents, the less that's going to happen. And you'll hit a point where it's not going to happen at all. However, you're going to find that you're also pressing the buttons kind of crazy distance to engage the notes. So it's a balancing act and something you can noodle with. Only takes a minute to adjust and tinker with. Kind of a fun little thing to do if you have a minute. Usually it's a one-time adjustment. Set it and forget it, unless you just want to experiment more. And I think that covers it all. So thanks for joining our webcast, and we'll see you next time.